Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. It is Friday, and the market did move up today. Man, I had to close some of my shorts. I kind of took it in the shorts because I was short Microsoft, had to close that short. I was also short Amazon, and it looks as if uh, Amazon is Apple moved up very, very nicely today. So the question is, are we starting a new bull rally? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I really can't figure it out. Currently, I'm all in cash, but I'm kind of like you. I need to kind of look at something that will see something here that might work. I want to show you. I want to definitely kind of look at something and I want to kind of go over these things with you. Uh, I want to look at the stocks that the funds are buying. I just got this listed. I kind of want to go over it because I do think that potentially it definitely has some stuff going on here. So let's kind of pull on over to that tab here and show you this. By the way, if you want to get a copy of this, it's super easy. All you have to do is jump on over to the comment section in the YouTube, and then just click on that and you'll get it. But I want to show you the top fund buys. What the funds are buying, basically. What the funds are buying, and seeing kind of what's going on in the overall market. Let's go back. There we go. Okay, there we go. Nope, nope, wrong screen here. So let's get the right one up. Okay, get the right screen going on. I'm just moving over to a tab here that I have. These are the top fund buys that are out there. So hopefully that's going to show it. Well, maybe. Let's go to the right tab here. Okay. Uh, no, I guess I'm out. Okay. Well, it doesn't want to do it for me for some reason. I can't. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I can't show you these for some reason. I'm not able to do it. But the first on the list, and I want to look at this stock really carefully. It's Halliburton, HAL, and this has been bought by 35 funds today. And I'm just very interested in it because I think that it might, we might be seeing a trend here. I just can't tell if it's a trend or not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at see kind of what the chart says for Halliburton. HAL is the symbol. And, oh, wait a minute. No, it's HAL, Halliburton, HAL. I put it HL for some reason. It didn't take the A. HAL. All right, there we go. So this is Halliburton, and this has been trending. It was a blue dot today, so a kind of interesting stock. The thing about this is that normally this would be considered an oil services stock, but I'm not so sure that part of the business for Halliburton is not just oil services. It's basically sort of like rent a army almost. And I think that I've been seeing a lot of action in some of the defense issues as well. I've been with Raytheon RTX, and Boeing is up and up the last few, is starting to show strength. So I'm wondering if the market is unfortunately saying that we may be getting involved in something. Right now, Halliburton is buyable, and normally I wouldn't be so high on this because we are in a confirmed, we're in a correction, so it's not necessarily the greatest time to buy it, but it came right up to the buy point here at 39.99. And the interesting thing about this is that there's been a lot of institutional buying of Halliburton. I want to show you the checklist on this one. I don't own this one, but I'm very interested in it because of this institutional ownership. I think that something has to be going on here. It's got 100% checklist currently, and so we might be in a situation where we see a shift to these kind of stocks. The area that this one is in, Halliburton, it's in the oil field services area. This is number two out of 197. So this is a strong sector of the market right now. This is a strong sector of the market. So what I think this is telling us is that, potentially, Halliburton is looking very, very strong. And oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. Halliburton is looking very, very strong currently. Now, this is the group that we're looking at here. I want to go back to Halliburton itself, HAL, and see if there's an entry point here for Halliburton. Just kind of see it's got a blue dot on it, and this is very good because as you can see, there's been some heavy buying coming in here from the funds. We've got earnings in about 18 days. Now, typically when funds start buying things, one or two, that's one thing. But when 35 funds buy it and are continuing to buy it, that's another thing. It's coming out of this cup with handle formation. So this may be a buy point here. It was off a little bit after hours. I'd probably try to do a limit order here at about 40. Um, I think that we may see some growth in this company. Again, how oil food services is doing very well. This does have a 100% checklist, and the pattern recognition is very good. I basically right 1% above the pivot. So that indeed is a good that's good overall. Looking at the technicals, we are a little bit extended. We're 20, we're 6% above that 21-day line. I typically like to buy at about 5%, but so if this pulls back a little bit, then at to about 40, I think that might be a good buy. So just put that on your list. Halliburton at about $40. Now, currently, I don't own it. This is not a recommendation, but this is what the big funds are buying. So that's why I'm interested in it, is because of that. Another one that is really interesting that's showing up on a lot of my screens is microchip. The symbol on this one is MC HP, and this is a chip company. Now, in the last about 35, 40 years, chip companies have led when there's been a recovery in the market. And so, but typically it's not the same chip companies as before. Now, this is in a this is just at the beginning of an uptrend, as you can see, and it definitely has moved above both the 200-day moving average, the 50-day line, and the 21-day moving average. So this is looking good. We've seen a lot of interest in this one. One of the things that kind of concerns me a little bit about this one, though, is though the relative strength is good. It's 84. You typically don't want to buy anything with less than an 80 relative strength. This is 84, so this is doing fairly well in terms of that. The chips in general have not been doing well, so this is a real standout in the chip area. Another thing is that it's very close to that 21-day line. The 21-day line basically is at 71.53. So we may be seeing a rotation into some of these strengths, these stocks with strength, and this does appear to be a fairly good place to buy it. Again, not a recommendation or anything on this stock, but it does appear to be quite strong. 78% is on the checklist on this one. So this one it passes on many things. Now, here's the thing: it falls away on. It's less. It's not. It's way below its all-time high. Let's take a look at that real quick, just to see what the deal is. If you go over the weekly tab here, I'm going to go over the weekly tab on MarketSmith. I want to see how far off this. So this is not bad off of its all-time high. Its all-time high, basically, it's only 17% off of its all-time high. So this is performing very, very well for a chip company, microchip, MCHP. That's one definitely that I think is worthwhile looking at. So, what I'm going to do here in the comments is I'm just going to put in some of the ones that we've covered in the comments. HAL, Halliburton, HAL. This is a oil services company, and oil services. But more importantly, this is sort of a a defense contractor. So this is oil services and defense contractor. Um, have to good if I could spell it right. Contractor. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so just put that Halliburton up. This is the other one that I like. Well, it's not I'm liking it so much. What is good about this stock is that the funds are liking it. And this is microchip. And MCHP is the symbol on that one as well. Now, one that we've been, that's been a favorite for a long time here has been Dexcom, and this one is in the is in the, of course, medical the medical space, DXCM. This one has been acquired by quite a few, quite a few funds here. So this is one we want to look at as well, potentially. We want to look at this one as well. DXCM. Let me kind of look at the particulars on this one. I'm going to go to the daily chart here just to take a look to see. Yeah, this one has pulled back, and it looks as if, let me just switch the camera here for everybody so that you can see it. There we go. So this is sort of where it's at in terms. This is Dexcom. DXCM is the symbol on this one. It's come down to the bottom of its consolidation, and we're seeing a lot of movement up on this one. So it definitely came down to the 50-day line. It seems to be getting some traction there. The checklist is excellent, 89, and the technicals are very good too, because we're very close to that 21-day line. We're within about 5% of the 21-day line. So this is also one that, I'm trying to see a setup to buy this one. This one has been on my list for a long time. I just haven't really been concentrating on it, and so I haven't bought this one yet. 86 relative strength, and it's above the 200-day moving average. Definitely important for me at this point because, again, the market seems to be, moving a little bit slow, a little bit down right now. Okay, the fourth one, I'm going to give you 5 here, but the fourth one's really interesting. It's an industrial play. It's a Lin Industrial Gases, LIN is the symbol on this one. I I don't. This it's interesting why this one would be moving up, because it has come so far down. It jumped today. Been a lot of buying of this. Something's going on, possibly a takeover, because not only a lot of companies are a lot of funds are buying this, but it came down to that 200-day line. It bounced. You can see this is a huge bounce here. It was up basically 3.5%, almost 10 dollars a share. It's an expensive stock, $300, but it looks like something is going on there. But the trend is still down. So I probably would be careful with this one. Somebody knows something about this. The checklist is not that good, so I would kind of be careful with this one. I probably would not be looking at this one. And then let's take one last one and let's get to everybody's questions. Thank you so much for holding here. Uh, and that's MTD. Let's look at that. And that's and this is really interesting play too, because this is a scale company, Minter Toledo. This is a German company that bought the American Toledo scale. Again, it pulled down to the 50-day moving average, and it looks like it bounced. I can't quite figure out why this one is being purchased. It's very expensive stock, very, very thin. Just as something is going on here, this may be an acquisition. But the top 3 really that I'm interested in are Halliburton, MCHP, and Dexcom. So those are the 3 that I think show some promise in terms of stocks that are being acquired. Now, if you want to get this list and you're watching me on TikTok, I don't have this up on my TikTok bio, but I do have it up over on YouTube. So easy to get the list. All you have to do is go to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And then, while the show is live, you can go into the comment section. It's at the top of the comment section is a link to it. I'm going to be posting a link later after the show to my TikTok bio for this list. I think it's important to take a look at it because it has some good stuff in it. All right. Thank you very much. Also, is CRM in an uptrend? CRM, of course, is Salesforce, and let's take a look at it. A CRM, and this is Salesforce.com. This is in the Dow, so this is a big stock. The question is it in an uptrend? And I have to say, just looking at this, unfortunately, I think the answer to this has to be a no. And I'll show you that really quick here on the. Let me shift over. Let me shift over to that one so you can see it here. And this is just a line chart. It's a little bit easier to see this without on the monitor here. But this is a little. Um, This is a chart of Salesforce, and as you can see, it is just not doing well. It's going down. It has bumped up here a little bit, but it is still, unfortunately, in a downtrend. Basically, if we do draw a reversal line, um, let's see if I can get it to draw a reversal line. So I'm going to go over to the actual chart. There we go. So we are still in this downward trend. This is the reversal line that I have on it. So we're still in the downward trend. As you can see, it's moving lower. So even though it's popped up a little bit here, and in the short term, it's kind of gone up here. There's definite resistance here. It's in a downward trend. I would be careful buying this stock. This CRM is currently in a downtrend, so it's just not probably what you want to get. But CRM is in a downtrend. And so even though it's moved up in the last few days, I just don't think you want to be in it because it is moving overall. It's moving lower. Oh, there you go. So it's best to buy. To give yourself the most to give yourself the most chances of being right. It's good to buy things when they are. If it's in a downtrend, it's a good time not to buy it, and once in a, you can wait for that uptrend. So be careful here. I just don't think right now this is doing the right thing. So I would say that it's in a downtrend, and so it's not an uptrend here. All right, can we still do a bull put spread on MCHP? Absolutely. If you do a bull put spread, yeah, I mean, if it's a bull spread, that's good. That's good. A bull spread is fine. It's just the bear spread. It's just the bear trades that we want to not do here. We want to be really careful and not do a bear trade right now because it looks as if, and I don't know, but it looks as if, at least in the short term, it looks like the market is starting to turn higher. So that's what it's looking like to me. Even though, because today I closed all my shorts. It was painful, but I closed all my shorts. So let's look at MCHP. And it does look like, yeah, a bull trade on this would probably be very good. I mean, I think you could definitely do that, but you don't right now. It's a really convoluted market. It's sort of going sideways, but it looks as of today, we've seen a nice bounce, and who knows how long that bounce can last. I mean, it could last 3 days and then peter out, or it could last longer. But right now, it looks as if we're starting to see an upward trend, and that's why I wanted to show you what the large cap funds were buying, because that's going to give us a little bit of clue. It seems like they were dumping. They were dumping some of the big cap stocks, techs like. But now it looks like they are starting to buy. But they're starting to buy just very, very, very specifically MCHP, Halliburton, and Dexcom. That seems to be the three that seem to be buying right now. So you can't really you can't really tell on that right now. It's kind of the way it goes. 4 and 9. Okay. Four. Let's look at 4. And this is. Let's look at 4. FOUR. That is, yeah, Shift Foreign Payments. Okay, this is the company. The payments company, I'm a little bit leery. Again, I'm a little bit leery with the payments company, but definitely, this is one of the ones that has been performing fairly well. Um, let's take a look at it. Okay, we're in the buy zone. We're just above the buy zone, so okay, that's good. We've got a good strong checklist. On the technicals, yep, we're within 5% of the within 5% of the 21-day moving average. That's a good sign. Let's look at the fundamentals, because fundamentals are starting to matter more in this market. So we have to see increasing profitability here. Yeah, we're definitely seeing that. I mean, look at it. It's up significantly. Earnings per share, 69%. This is in the third quarter of 2022. We also have the volume. We also have the income moving up. 78% funds are in this one. Yeah, so this is looking pretty strong. A little bit of a high PE ratio here. That's a little bit concerning. I probably would not buy this one. I would probably wait on this one. I think it's a little bit speculative. I'm looking at it and I'm seeing, some of the stuff I like on it, and it is in the buy zone. But let's see if it pulls back to that 21 day, a little bit closer to the 21-day average. But overall, pretty good. Pretty good on that. All right, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, Dottie, thanks so much. Charles is looking at SLB. Let's see if we can go over there. Schlumberger. Okay, so this is very similar to the Halliburton play because this is oil field services. Again, this is a very strong area in the market, and this is probably a little bit better buy than Halliburton because this is the reversal line. It looks as if it has moved above that reversal line in a consolidation. See, that's the bottom of the consolidation. That's the top is the buy point. So yeah, this looks pretty good. It's a 97 relative strength. I really like that. This is a leader in a top group, and this is definitely it's a 100% checklist. So yeah, this is definitely you want to put this one on your list. This is looking very good. SLB, um, and this is looking very good. It's got a 100% checklist. Excellent pattern recognition. It's above the 200-day moving average, and it's above the 50-day. So this is looking very good, and this looks like a nice reversal. So yeah, you could definitely go for this one long, I think. Um, all right, let's QQQ or something before we short again. Yeah, let's look for. That's a very good question. I had to close all my shorts today, as I said. I kind of got whacked a little bit. I got a little bit too greedy. I was making money in the beginning of the week, and I basically gave it all back and then some at the end of the week. So not the greatest. I've been trying to keep my exposure low, but it's hard. When it's going, you want it to go. So the question is where. See, this is like when I close my short. This is on the QQQ. Um, Again, I closed my short. I basically came in here and I closed my short. Now it's come down, and now it's time to wait until and see what happens at the 21-day moving average. That's going to be the key. I definitely think it's likely to come up um, here a little bit but overall the Qs have been doing very poorly. I want to look at the chart on this to see kind of if we can. And I'm just going to go for the last quarter here on the Qs. This is the QQQ. So just kind of trying to see what is going on with that. We've been this last quarter all down. We may be starting to turn here a little bit. I still wouldn't go all in on the Qs, not by a long shot, not in the kind of situation we're in. I definitely think there's resistance, and I think the resistance is right about at the is right about 300. That's where I see resistance on the Qs. So I definitely see it coming up and coming up to close to there and then coming back down. We're still in a downward trend on the Qs. So here's what I want to do. I want to look at the Qs and then I want to compare it against the two other major index ETFs, and that's of course the Spider and the Diamond. Let's put that in there. Spider, and then this is the Diamond, DIA. The the index that's been doing the best as of late has been the Diamond. This is the Dow Jones. As you can see, it's been outperforming all the indexes. So if we're looking, we're still in a situation where we've got to be careful if we're looking at tech because it is the lagging index. The Spider is the middle, and then of course the Diamond is the big one. The one that has, we're starting to see some strength in some of the Dow stocks. I want to take a look at Boeing compared to that. Yeah, Boeing is outperforming the Diamond. So that is saying to us that, hey, the action is not in the text yet. It looks like it's starting to be in the Dow stocks, but still that's not really that great performance if you look at it for a whole year. And I'm not going to do that for a whole year. I'm going to look at it um, just for the last just like for the last 3 months. Yeah, the performance has definitely been better, and you can see that this has moved up very nicely. So it seems like we're getting some information that this market is telling us that defense is starting to look good, and also some of these oil field services companies. Let me look at RTX. This is Raytheon. This is relative to the war in Ukraine. Yeah, and Raytheon is about in the middle. Interesting. Okay, so thanks for bearing with me on that, and we'll go back to look. So don't think it's time to short yet, but when would you short? When would you short um, Tesla? Well, I tried to short it this week. I just had to bow out when it moved against me. Uh, I was trying to short Tesla this week. Um, I don't know. I'm really kind of on the fence with Tesla right now. I just don't know um, sort of where it's going. But let's go back here. All right. Yeah. When would you short Tesla? Let's look at Tesla here. Let's look at the chart. And yeah, so this is actually looking yeah, this is actually looking fairly good. The I'd like, Tesla's come up to the 10-day line. That's where I would short it, would be at that 10-day line. So where I would short it, and I am not short Tesla right now, but I would short it basically at about 116. That's where I'd short it if it came up a little bit closer the to the 10-day line. I do think that it's likely to come up to the 10-day line and then reverse lower. If we look at it, if it's progress the last month or so, it's always stayed below the 10-day line. It hasn't crossed above it. Now, if it crosses above it, then all bets are off. But if it goes up to the 10-day line and then reverses, if it's a reversal day tomorrow, then I think it could short it because it's probably going to reverse lower. But right now, I would short it right about where that 10-day line is, 116. So that's kind of where I would be short on Tesla. If and I'm not short on Tesla currently, so that's where I would short it. All right, let's take a look. BTU bought at 20. Let's go over to BTU. This is Peabody Coal, by the way. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So, boy, look at that bounce. Very nice bounce off of the 250-day moving average. It's up to 30. It looks like, it's just in between, it's just making a reversal higher. I would wait for this to pull back a little bit, but buying on pullbacks hasn't been that great this year. I it's buying on pullbacks just hasn't been very, very good this year. So I don't know. I would question this one. I would question this one. I just don't know where it is. All right, Brian is looking at Dexcom, and this is one of the three that the funds have been buying. Basically, the three stocks that I can see that the funds are buying large positions in: Halliburton, Microchip, and Dexcom, DXEM. People seem to really like Dexcom. And let's see kind of what's going on there. And here's the thing with Dexcom. With Dexcom, it's right above the 50-day moving average, and it looks like a good relative strength, 86. So that's pretty darn good. Um, again, this is a tough one to buy, but this is where you want to buy it. You want to buy it very close to that 21-day moving average. We're basically almost on the 21-day moving average, so this wouldn't be a bad place to buy Dexcom, to be honest. If you think it's going to reverse higher, because we're within 5% of the of 21-day moving average, plus we're only we've got a very strong technical and checklist here. So yeah, I think you could buy Dexcom here. I think you could buy it. I think you could buy it, absolutely. I think you could buy it. It's off a little bit in the after hours. I would set a limit order. I wouldn't buy this. I'd try to buy this as close to the 21-day line as absolutely possible, and that is currently is 113.87. So that's where that that line is. So that's where I would look to do it. Okay, let's look at TMO. Look at TMO. And this one is Thermo. Oh, this is a great company, Thermo Fisher Scientific. And this one, gosh, I was in Silicon Valley, and this one was always a good company, just amazing. It looks like it has been trending a little bit lower, just like it looks like it just went up to the 200-day moving average and then pulled back. It's an expensive stock. Uh, and this is something that, this shows you the volatility in this market. I mean, it was down almost 4% today, and it looks like it's having trouble holding the 200-day moving average. Um, but it's close to the 21-day. So this is a tough one again. I would watch this one. I wouldn't buy it. It's just too volatile, I think. It's just too volatile. All right. Let's see. Where would you short? This is coming from Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada bing. Uh, where would you short Netflix? Good question. You know, I I've been trying. I short Netflix. I was not as successful. I had to close early on this one, but Netflix, NFLX, they're going to have issues this year, probably with not as much subscriber growth. It does kind of look like it's coming up here. It's over 300. I don't know. I would just th- this is not a great short. Unfortunately, it just doesn't course. Let's look at the weekly chart. Yeah, yeah. You see, it's come up here. It's come down, and then obviously the place to short it would have been right here. As it took its first leg down on from its high. This is just too far away. This is not. This is a. No- This is too far away. I would be a little bit careful here. I don't know if this one's going to fall again, but it doesn't. I would wait for some more confirmation. This is an upward trend. So I wouldn't short this one right now. I just wouldn't short this one. All right, let's look at BABA. I haven't been trading very many of the Chinese stocks. There's just a lot of political risk when you're trading them. But let's look at BABA, BA, and see if there's anything. Yeah, if there's anything we can see there. It's been in this downward trend, and it does look like maybe it's getting some strength coming up off the bottom. But I don't know. I'm very very. I mean, it was up. Last month it was up quite a bit. Let's go to the daily chart here and just take a look to see. Yeah, a lot of strength. It's showing a lot of strength. But I don't know. I would be careful with it. I would. Can we short Disney now? Sorry for the caps lock. Okay, trader. Let's look at Trader E. Let's look and see if there's a. Here's the thing. As everybody knows, Disney has been incredibly weak as of late, and it had change in management. I was looking to short this one. Here's the thing. It does look like if I were going to short it, I would short it at the 50-day line. Take a look. You'll notice that as it would here, it moved below that 50-day moving average. Notice how it had been above that before. Yeah, you can see my bull my spreads here. See, I was trading it back here basically. I was trading the spreads all the way down, and then I couldn't figure it out anymore, so I stopped doing that. And then now it's come up, rallied here a little bit. So I think that the place to short it is going to be right about at that. If it moves up to the 50-day moving average. Let's take a look at that where that is. 50-day moving average, you were basically right on it. So yeah, I mean 94. So you could short it here. You'd probably want to short it at about. Let's look at the 10-minute chart to see if there's a place that we could set a limit here. And I'm going to go look at the 10-minute chart to see. Yeah, okay. It does look like it's getting some resistance right here at about 95. So here's what I would do on this one, trader, is that I would start with a limit order here, okay, at 95, and then I would start see how this opens tomorrow, but see if it opens and it turns, and it's likely to turn, and just keep pushing that limit order down until you get a fill. It does look like there is some resistance right at about 94, between 94 and 95. That does look like there's some resistance there. So we could probably take advantage of that as a place to short it. I definitely think it's made its run, and it's probably likely to open a little bit higher, and then it's probably down from there. So that might be a good place to short it. I definitely think Disney is looking to have some more issues this next year. It's just they had to change their management, and yeah, here we go. I'm just looking at the fundamentals here. Even though their sales were up, this is for the September quarter. Their earnings per share were down, and they're down significantly, 19%. That's a lot for Disney. Also, notice we still have very high levels of ownership by the funds, so they like them. Return equity 70%, 7%, which is okay. It's not great. 26 PE ratio, again, pretty much in line with the Dow, and return on equity. So, yeah, I mean, is this breaking down? Well, it does kind of look like it. The question is, it's 41% off of its all-time high. So typically, you don't want to, you want to anything if it's come down about 50%, then you want to look for something that's going to come down some more. So I think this is shortable at the. I think this is shortable at the at the 50-day line, or alternatively, you could short it at the 10-week line, which is 90 93.70 because it's right on top of that. So that's also another place that you could short at about 93.70. And that's kind of how I'd look at it. All right, let's look at 5 for Mr. Charles. All right. 5 below, and I used to love this store, and I did well on this trading this about a year ago. Um, if anything's gonna lead us out of a recession, it's gonna be something like this. But, and it is in this little consolidation. Let's go back to the daily chart. Um, yeah, I just don't know if this is gonna be a leader, though. That's the thing. I don't know if this is gonna be a leader out of the downturn. I don't think we're anywhere close to the bottom. Um, yeah, it looks like it's getting some support at the 21-day line. I'd skip this one. I would skip 5 and below. I really, really would. I would really short. I would really, really skip this one. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for watching today. I'll be back on Monday. And, here's the thing. Today is a really good time to start building the watch list because it does look like we're going to see a change. Once again, we're going to see a change. And that change is, we're probably going to have a little bit of an uptick here. So I closed all of my short positions today. I'm looking to go long, but I'm 100% in cash, which is, not the greatest place to be, but I'm 100% in cash. I'm looking for something to go long on right now because I do think we're going to turn up in this, at least for the next, week or two. And there are some things that are starting to look good. They're finally basing out, that are starting to look good. So I would be, I was gung ho on the shorting up until this week, and then I kind of got my hat handed to me a little bit. I did well at the beginning of the week, but not so much in the end of the week. I ended up burning through a little bit of capital here, not a lot, but because I'm so weakly exposed to the market. But I think you got to be careful right now in shorting. I know, and you got to be careful going long. I mean, right now it's sort of a build the watch list, sit on the hands, and wait for a better conditions, better weather conditions. Because right now, I think we're just slopping around. We're kind of, we're going sideways, and really, there's not many good options right now. So the best option probably is to stay heavily in cash and wait for a better uptrend. I'm going to put out this list of what the funds are buying. I think it's really, really good to take a look at it. I don't agree with everything on the list, but some of the ones I do, and it's definitely worth you taking a look at. That'll be up on I'm going to put that on the website, so you'll be able to see it. www Dallas Trading Floor. It's not up there yet, but I'm gonna put up the link to it here shortly, and then also I'm going to put it up on in the chat on YouTube. It's on the chat. If you go to the YouTube, it's on the chat, so you can link to it. So great. Anyways, I will be back here on to on Monday. I almost said tomorrow, which I'm not. I'll be back here on Monday. And everybody, if you could please, always, as I always ask, please smash that like button. We could definitely use, so not a big smash. The best way to go is with a major, smash that like button. And that helps us out a lot. So smash that like button, and we'll be back here at 5 o'clock on Monday. Everybody, happy trading, and stay in cash right now. Build the watch list and get ready for the next uptrend. Happy trading.